This is the first thing they see at the prisoner of war camp.
What do I have to do with it? I'm just an average soldier.
I had no choice.
It's a really long way from home for the Russian prisoners of war who end up here. This prisoner of war camp in western Ukraine is located over 1,000 kilometers away from Russia and the front lines.
The Kyiv Independent is only rare access to the prisoners of war detention center in western Ukraine.
Ukrainian authorities do not disclose how many POW centers there are, nor how many Russian detainees are currently in custody in Ukraine.
This is the first thing they see at the prisoner of war camp. This is a Russian military uniform with a name tag. The uniform is often stained because they arrived just as they were when they were taken captive. They leave it here, they go through a metal detector and undergo a physical examination here. They keep any jewelry they have on them. We issue them a camp uniform, it's quite comfortable. When we know they're going to be exchanged, we take back the uniform and the POWs change back into the military uniform they arrived in. We provide them with boots, 2 pairs. They are for the full season, leather, sturdy, good quality, and suitable for all kinds of work. We provide flip-flops and also sandals. The lighter uniform is to be worn within the residential premises, and this is what they wear inside the camp.
These outdoor corridors lead from the residential area to the dining hall and workshops. They are adorned with portraits of Ukrainian historical figures and brief descriptions.
Putin has always said that Ukraine is the same as Russia, but here it's clearly visible that it's not the same. These pictures tell the brief story of a Ukrainian statehood.
There is also a church where Christian prisoners can practice their faith. Muslims are taken separately to a mosque outside the camp. The prisoners of war are given 3 meals a day. The prisoners of war work before and after lunch. The prisoners who work have a range of jobs: washing dishes, cooking food, baking bread, assembling paper bags with inscription "Ukraine is my country," or welding and crafting garden furniture. Those who don't work are either Russian officers or wounded troops in the camp's sickbay. What do I have to do with it? I'm just an average soldier. I'm a former prisoner who signed a contract with the Russian regular army.
How much of your sentence was left to serve?
6 years.
What did the Russian Defense Ministry offer you?
They offered a pardon, a good salary, and around 120,000 US dollars for my family in the event of my death.
Do you have a family?
Yes, mother, father, and brother. First, we flew to Rostov, where we signed the contract. From there, we were sent to Kherson Oblast to undergo training. And then they split us up, and a helicopter deployed me to Zaporizhia Oblast, where I stayed for about 10 days. Then I got wounded and ended up as a prisoner of war.
Where exactly were you taken as a prisoner?
If I remember correctly, the village was called Blagodatne.
I don't remember if I asked you or not. What's your name? And your last name? Alexei Strelkov. Your namesake is also detained somewhere in Moscow now. Do you know Igor Strelkov?
The football player?
Я удивлена, что вы не слышали про Гиркина. Это же самолет МН-17.
Girkin. The name sounds familiar. What's the story?
Every POW has a chance to call their loved ones 2 or 3 times a month.
Пулю отправили тебе еще и на ждать уже точно, как отправили.
This detention center in western Ukraine is likely the final destination for the Russian soldiers, mercenaries, and forcibly conscripted Ukrainians before being exchanged. Almost every POW wants to be exchanged. Those who don't will remain in the camp until the end of the war. Those who don't want to be swapped have either been forcibly conscripted Ukrainians from occupied territories or are former Russian convicts drafted straight from the prisons who think they might be put behind bars again if they return home.
In general, prisoners of war go into exchange after from the 1 month to couple of months. And we have some special prisoners of war who is not exchanged during more than 1 year. We don't know the reason why Russia don't want to take him back.
One of those who has been in this camp for over a year is a resident of Russian-occupied Luhansk.
Somebody phoned me from our department and told to come to university to get to army.
Did you want to be conscripted, especially forcibly like they did, or not?
Well, I had no choice. What did I have to do? Nobody wants to go to war to risk your life. On the 27th of September last year, I arrived in this camp together with the other 77 or 75 people.
Why do you think you are still in here and not back home in Luhansk?
Well, it's the biggest mystery of the present time for us because we have been trying to work out, to calculate how it works, what happens. We couldn't find any system at all. It can be referred to prisoners of war from Lugansk, Donetsk, from Russia.
I want to go home. I'd pack and go right away.